I wanted to take this opportunity to address a question that many of you asked me for a very long time, and I never had the opportunity to really respond. But now, with the Chelsea Manning latest news, it's a perfect time to answer the question of whether, quote, I am a racist, bigoted, pro-Donald Trump supporter, or whether I'm a leftist, liberal, snowflake, social justice warrior. And this is a very important question because we are seeing polarizing media, echo chambers, and a destruction of principles based on tribalism and party lines, and also AdSense revenue. I'll explain that later on, and I'll explain my principles and where I officially stand. The question could be best explained with the current situation unfolding right now with Chelsea Manning. As we know, Chelsea Manning's sentence was commuted. The right has responded by making fun of her and calling her a traitor. Ben Shapiro said, quote, no. See, traitors are bad, whether they're men or men who think they're women. But Ben Shapiro is the same person who had no qualms, no problems using WikiLeaks before. Listen.
Okay, so here's how this worked. Debbie Wasserman Schultz is at the DNC. Rigged the election for Hillary Clinton, right? Put her thumb on the scale for Hillary. She leaves. Hillary hires her.
Yeah, I'm a total hypocritical butthole that will use information to my liking and my gang affiliation that I like, and I don't care about the truth on my principle.
What is wrong with you, Ben? Seriously. Not only disparaging comments against Chelsea, but for God frickin' sakes, you're okay with using WikiLeaks when it attacks the Democrats, but the WikiLeaks source that was able to expose the truth about the Republicans and George W. Bush? No. Traitor. Same with Tucker Carlson. What the hell is wrong with you? I really enjoyed Tucker Carlson's show before, but today really angered me with this asinine comment that he made.
On the same day, one of Chelsea Manning, who betrayed the country, and one of a Puerto Rican terrorist who sought to wage war against the country. What do these have in common, other than the obvious, they're both anti-Americans?
Anti-American, goes on to call them traitors. No, Chelsea Manning is a whistleblower. She is a hero, a patriot who told us what the government did not want us to know. You simply don't like her because she exposed the Republican president. You defended WikiLeaks before on your national broadcast and the people's right to know what WikiLeaks releases.
I get it. But are you arguing that voters should not have had the right to see that information? If you could take it back, would you say voters, you're not allowed to see that information?
Well, I would say
people should have the right to know what their government is doing when the Democrats are doing it, but when the Republicans do it under George W. Bush, no. You're a traitor. You're anti-American. Does Tucker even understand that it was Chelsea Manning that put WikiLeaks on the map? It was Chelsea Manning's information that she leaked, that gave to WikiLeaks, that gave WikiLeaks its prominence, that made WikiLeaks the enemy of the state. They have been supported by the right. They have been supported by Donald Trump supporters who are now biting their tongue in utter hypocrisy and uttering the lines of neoconservatives like frickin' Judith Miller, who came out, and the same with that segment on Tucker Carlson's show, talking about how Chelsea Manning endangered the lives of Americans. And Judith Miller goes on to say that Chelsea Manning's revelations killed Americans. That is not true. There's a Guardian article with the transcript with recordings from the actual court hearing of Chelsea Manning that shows that no U.S. soldier died. But you're still ushering those lines. Put your frickin' bow tie back on, Tucker Carlson, and maybe you could get your head on straight, because you're full hypocritical bullcrap right now. Just shows you how biased you are. Now, this leaves the question, like, Luke, where do you stand? I mean, obviously you know where I stand on this issue right now, but I've been doing this for about 14 years now, and my principles never change. They are always pro-free speech, pro-whistleblowers, pro-freedom, pro-truth, pro-accountability from our representative government that is supposed to represent us, that our taxes pay for. Always anti-war, because that is never the solution. And I've been on those principles for a very long time. Whether it's a Democratic president or Republican president, it doesn't matter. Those core principles that I have in myself, that are the truest version of myself, have never freaking changed, and they never will, because those are important principles who make me who I freaking am. And it's not just me getting flack now, because now I'm being called a social justice warrior, when previously before, when I was talking about Donald Trump's constant fights with the intelligence agencies and mainstream media and Democratic operatives that are pushing for war. People were calling me a Donald Trump supporter. Now I'm being called a social justice warrior because of this. It's not just me. It's also our intrepid reporter, Cassandra Fairbanks, who's getting a lot of flack and a lot of hatred, and she pointed it out perfectly. The left hates me because I support WikiLeaks, and now a bunch of people on the right are mad because I support WikiLeaks sources. What the hell is happening here? It makes no absolute sense at all, and we're seeing the true face of hypocrisy. No principles at all, and asinine, dumbish comments that have no validity of any truth because they're just biased propaganda bullcrap. Now, I pointed out the fact of how now right-wing people and pro-Trump people are being hypocritical, some of them. Now it's important to point out the left. And there was an incident that happened in 2012, where a Daily Caller reporter interrupted and supposedly heckled Barack Obama. The mainstream media and the left responded with just totally freaking out, an outcry, calling this reporter a thug, saying he should be disbarred. He's saying he should be banned, never work in Washington, D.C. again, have his press credentials stripped away from him, and what he did was incredibly rude and bad. But CNN does a very similar thing and interrupts Donald Trump and speaks over him and was rude to him, and now CNN is declaring the end of free speech, and they were right, and they were justified in doing that, showing you their utter hypocritical side. And then Cucker, goddamn Cucker, what is wrong with you? Seriously, bro? Cucker, I hate to do this. You too. Good reporters heckles Obama, rude reporters interrupt Trumps. Like, seriously, stop with the duplicitous messages. Personally, I believe journalists should heckle the crap out of elected officials. Ask questions and demand answers. That's a very important one. No matter who you heckle, like, just ask your freaking questions. Demand answers. Don't scurry around behind it, and there shouldn't be anything bad around it, for God frickin' sakes. Now, I thought about this long and hard. What is allowing this to happen? Of course, we are seeing just polarizing media doing extremely well when it comes to their hits, when it comes to their AdSense revenue, when it comes to their followers. We're seeing Occupy Democrats skyrocket. We're seeing Breitbart skyrocket. And that is because they are biased on one freaking side, and they are not beholden to any real principles or the truth. They will disavow truth in order to protect their own biases in a freaking heartbeat, and we're seeing that all around. And I thought about this long and hard, and I was like, okay, I understand the media business. If I want to be more famous, if I want to get more hits, if I want to get more advertising revenue, all I have to do is say I'm pro-Trump or I'm anti-Trump, and I have to stick on that one side no matter what happens, no matter what side of the issue is being thrown at me. I always have to protect my side. And I thought about that, and then I said, fuck no. Excuse my language. Fuck no, because then I would be giving up my principles, and I would be giving up the truest version of myself, and also stopping the progression of society. Because again, this is incentivized by you, the viewer, because a lot of people who are viewing information and news websites, they want to hear their own opinions regurgitated back to them to make them feel like they are right. Things that question their reality, things that question their gang affiliation, their side automatically is not as popular as if a side automatically goes to one side. And that's why we're seeing this polarization. But that money, that fame is not worth me ever losing the truest version of myself and betraying my audience to give them the truth, which we claim to do, and we do it the best we can. On wearechange.org, by the way, we have a team of pro-Trump people and anti-Trump people. I tried to mix in the two in order to make sure that we could hold each other accountable, stick to the facts, and tell people the side of the truth that is not biased on either way. We're not perfect. We make mistakes, but we're trying to build an organization that does the best job to progress society forward and to uphold to the truth no matter what. Again, very generalized statement, but we do our best here. But at least right now, you know where my principles stand, and you know they are not wavering, and you know they will not go away no matter who's in office, no matter who's in power, no matter what happens. We're always going to stand behind those principles. If you enjoyed this video and it resonated with you, share it. And if you want to see us progress and grow and become more popular, obviously click subscribe, that bell button, but most importantly, support us on wearechange.org/donate, since we are beholden to you, since you are financing this media operation. And that's why we are here. That's why we exist, solely because of you voting with your dollar. Thank you again so much for watching. Stay tuned. We're going to have a lot more important information coming here your way on youtube.com/we are change.